Welcome to my views and news. I have new stories from Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somaliland and Kenya. Firstly, breaking news is from East Valaga zone, Horogodoro, where reportedly an Ethiopian minister's father has been abducted. We received this information from a very reliable friend who has been providing information to us in the past as well. He is very reliable. It has not been made public so far by the minister, by the government. Who is this minister who abducted his father? We have some details for you. Secondly, Somaliland viewers, on Thursday, opposition parties are due to protest in Somaliland. They accuse Musi Abdi, the president of Somaliland, self-declared country, that he is not sincere in holding presidential election on time in November. Ministry of Interior has granted permission to opposition parties to protest on Thursday. But before that, just an hour ago, Minister of Interior leveled some serious allegations against opposition party, Wadani party's leader. Interior Minister seems to be saying that Somaliland opposition party leader invited a militia from Somalia to create a law and order situation in Thursday's demonstration. Secondly, a new story about a politician who has been elected as an MP in Kenya. This politician is very vocal when it comes to Horn of Africa affairs. He stood with Ethiopian government in Tigray conflict. Since I've been covering the conflict from the start, I know he has been tweeting, supporting PM Abiy, very staunch critic of TPLF. He's been elected as a member of parliament in Kenya. Thirdly, Eritrea viewers. Today we saw some pictures of Eritrean ambassador to Kenya. He was seen observing elections there. We have a few thoughts on that. And then Tigray viewers, where today a decision was made that Ashenda festival should be held. In August, Tigrayan girls, Tigrayan women celebrate Ashenda. And it was being discussed whether this year Ashenda should be celebrated or not. But a decision has been made that Ashenda will be celebrated in Tigray this year. Firstly, viewers, East Valaga zone, Horogodoro, where reportedly an Ethiopian minister's father has been kidnapped. I contacted this minister, his Minister of Health, State Minister of Health. His name is Dereje Doguma. I contacted him. So far, he has not replied. I don't know if he has read my message or not. He has not replied. So before sharing this news, I wanted to contact him. I contacted him, but no reply so far. Ethiopian government, police has not said a word so far about this incident. We got this information from a friend, a source, who has been sharing information with us from Oromia for months. Very reliable. He has no interests there. He claims that Dereja Duguma's father was abducted in Amoro Wareda. Amoro is in Horogodoro, viewers. Amoro is a Wareda. And in this Wareda's town, Obora, this incident happened. Dereja Duguma's father is around 72 years old. His name is Duguma Gamada. He was kidnapped around 24 hours ago, reportedly. The kidnappers are demanding ransom of around 20 million Ethiopian birrs. Who are the kidnappers? I don't know. But in Horogodoro, Oromo Liberation Army operates. In Horogodoro, government-backed militias operate too, and some anti-OLA militias too, like Figada Abdisa group also operates here. So there are several groups operating here. Government has been accusing OLA in the past that OLA is involved in kidnapping for ransom cases. So far, no one is sure about who kidnapped him. But the person we talked to confirmed this kidnapping. Reportedly, Dereja Duguma is making efforts for the release of his father. It's not clear if he wants some military operation for the release of his father, or if he is talking to kidnappers for paying of this ransom, but it's not clear. But his kidnapping is being confirmed by our source. We'll update you if we have any updates. If the minister contacts me, if he replies to a message, then I'll update you again. Since it's a very sensitive matter, that is why we tried to contact him to take his position before making this video, but we could not contact him. Walega is still in a mess. So many groups operating. OLA is still there. Ethiopian National Defense Force, Oromia Regional Force, Oromia Special Force, Oromia government-backed militias. And some say that in some parts there is penetration of Amhara forces, Amhara militia as well. So many groups are operating, and kidnapping for ransom is a way of raising funds of some groups, including OLA. Some say, some elements in Oromia, they say that OLA and other armed groups, they're involved in kidnappings for ransom. OLA denies. If you remember, a few weeks ago rather, a judge was kidnapped in southern Oromia. He was released, and he was released after paying ransom, reportedly. There was no operation launched, or no operation could secure his release. His family had to pay ransom. Now, Walega, where a minister's father has been kidnapped. We'll update you in coming videos about this incident. Secondly, viewers, Somaliland, self-declared country in the Horn of Africa, where on Thursday demonstrations are expected. Opposition parties, Wadani, UCID have given this call for demonstrations. The opposition parties say that Musibai Abdi, president, is not sincere in holding November presidential election, and they want the election to be held on time. They are against registration of new political parties, and they say that constitution of electoral commission must be completed on time. Ministry of Interior of Somaliland has granted permission to these opposition parties to protest, but just an hour ago, Minister of Interior of Somaliland leveled some serious allegations against Abdi Rahman, who leads Wadani party, opposition party. Minister of Interior says that some militia members were arrested today in Somaliland, today and yesterday. Weapons were recovered. These militia members are from Mogadishu. They were invited by Abdirrahman to come to Somaliland to create a law and order situation in Thursday's demonstrations. A plan was made by opposition parties to create a serious law and order situation, but security forces have foiled this attempt. It's a very serious allegation against Abdirrahman. We are waiting for the response of opposition party. We'll update you. It means tomorrow's demonstrations are very crucial, viewers. There could be some escalation in the demonstrations, and it could be a way of discouraging people from attending Thursday's demonstrations. Government is saying that there could be some terrorist activity, some bomb blast, some law and order situation at the demonstrations. It means that government is warning, it's threatening, it's scaring the people that should not be part of these demonstrations. Let's see what happens. We'll update you tomorrow about these demonstrations in Somaliland. Thirdly, viewers, a new story about a Kenyan politician who is known for being extremely pro-Ethiopian government. He's a friend of PM Abiy and staunch critic of TPLF. I am sharing this news because this man has been speaking about Horn of Africa, about Somalia, about Ethiopia. Since I have been covering this conflict, Tigray conflict, I have been reading his comments about the war, Tigray conflict. Farah Malim, he's been elected as a member of parliament. In the past, from 2008 till 2013, he served as deputy speaker of Kenyan National Assembly. Then he disappeared from political scene for almost a decade. Now he's back. He's once again a member of parliament from a constituency in Kenya. The man is known for speaking for the people of Somalia, for Ethiopians as well. But he is very critical of TPLF. I remember he used the word terrorist for TPLF in his tweets. He said TPLF was responsible in creating instability in the entire Horn of Africa. In all neighboring countries, TPLF was involved in creating instability. And he said that TPLF was being backed by EU, US, Westerners, Americans, but TPLF will never make it to Addis Ababa again. He was seen with PM Abiy as well in a video very close to PM Abiy. So Farah Malim has been elected as a member of parliament. Not officially now so far, because Kenyan election results will be announced after a week. But unofficially, it has been confirmed that Farah Malim has been elected as a member of parliament. Fourthly, viewers, Eritrea, though no elections are held, general elections are held in Eritrea, but at least Eritrean ambassadors can observe elections. Eritrean ambassador to Kenya monitored Kenyan presidential election held on Tuesday. He was seen observing these elections, though he never got the opportunity to observe a presidential election, national general elections in Eritrea. So it's a sort of experience for Eritrean ambassadors that somehow, somewhere in the world, they get a chance to see how elections are held. In Eritrea, local body elections are held, but Isaias Afwerki does not like elections. He thinks that election is not something to be conducted. So he avoids elections, and His ambassadors learn about elections abroad. Like Eritrean ambassador to Kenya is monitoring what is happening there. You can see his picture on your screen. Eritrean ambassador Bijine can be seen monitoring elections in Kenya. Lastly, viewers, Ashenda festival in Tigray will be celebrated today. Tigray's government announced in August this festival is celebrated. Tigrayan celebrated. It's basically festival of Tigrayans. Tigrayan girls, Tigrayan women celebrate Ashenda. They buy new clothes, they visit churches, they meet, they sing, they dance. It's a cultural and a religious festival. Tigray is going through hard times. Women of Tigray have suffered a lot. Tigray Health Bureau claims that around 50,000, more than 50,000 Tigrayan women were raped during Tigray conflict. Tigrayan women, Tigrayan girls have suffered a lot. But Tigray government thinks that this festival should be celebrated. These victims of sexual violence should be involved in this festival. Funds will be raised for the victims of sexual violence in Tigray. The festival will be celebrated not only in Tigray but abroad as well, in US, in Ireland, in several other countries. We are seeing social media campaigns, messages that Ashenda festival will be celebrated there. Funds will be raised for the girls and women of Tigray. Thank you for watching.